Hello.
Hi everyone, we're here in Paris and Denise, congratulations on your award. This is such a powerful and inspiring moment for both of us here in Paris. But you know, your speech was incredible. It was about how to overcome the imposter syndrome, and it's so important to know and take those steps. And can you tell us again, to your audience here, what you have briefly mentioned in your speech?
Thank you so much. This means the world to me because I always say out of comfort zone magic can happen. And this journey, what I shared with all the audience, this is a journey of many, many years of work, many, many years of stepping out of comfort zone. It's not just a speech, a PowerPoint slide, which I prepared in 3-4 hours. It is like my life insights, experiences, and so glad that I have the power, feminine excellence.
Absolutely incredible achievement and of hard work and dedication for so many years. And
Thanks
I'm
so
personally
much.
inspired by you as well. And I'm so glad that we're connected. And
Yeah, so we all suffer from imposter syndrome, right? So more than 70% even female leaders suffer from imposter syndrome, and an average 70%, including men. And what does that mean? Because when I also spoke with my colleagues, they said, what does mean imposter syndrome? You didn't hear of that. It does mean literally when you are somewhere in a room and you feel discomfort, you compare yourself
your body
consciously,
talks to
unconsciously
you.
with someone else, and you feel less than others. And I think we all had these kind of feelings, right? In the first day of a new job, the first day maybe you are on the stage with other speakers, the first day when you are in a different country and you are jumping into a new community or into a new team, sports team, fitness, whatever, right? So every time when you maybe go to a new environment and you feel less, because maybe you feel you have less experience, you have less expertise, you have less knowledge, and there are 5 types of different types of imposter syndrome. The most typical one is to want to be the superwoman, superman.
Yes, we all want to be superwomen, but we
Doing
can't
everything
do so
together.
much, take it on the shoulder. It's just too much to handle sometimes.
And most of the time, we don't want to say this to us or to even others, right? We want to be the super mom, the super leader, the super fit female person, the super cook, the super cleaner, everything at the same time. Sounded familiar? So that's the super woman. Maybe you can tell me to which category you are more feel connected, right? The second is what I feel in you as well. You are great, powerful woman, and the more you are an achiever, the more you have this imposter syndrome. But that's also an interesting fact. Perfectionistic people, all right? 100%, everything should be perfect, everything should be 100%. No room for failure. And even if there's a failure, then your inner critic comes to your mind and says, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. The technicality was a problem. Oh, I forget my lipstick, whatever. Everything should be perfect, and then you feel like, oh. And if not everything is perfect, you have this kind of imposter syndrome. Oh shit, I'm 99%, but this 1% is missing. Familiar to you?
Sometimes, yes, but I definitely agree some key points, and I'll take those steps and apply in some situations.
But it's not finished for it, right? The third type is the expert, the person who wants always be an expert. And if they don't feel like an expert, they feel less again, right? And in this digital age, there's so many information, so
we're always learning, so you can be hard on yourself.
You can't know everything, right? You need to know your network where you can reach the information source, and you are not less. It's okay when you ask for help. And that's the next type of soloist. Some woman, man, wants always to handle everything by themselves. If they ask for help, it's like a type of weakness. And I don't know if it's familiar to you, you're laughing. But it's not a type of weakness when you ask for help, when you don't do everything by yourself and you say, hey, I can't do this, can you help me? And I think these kind of types are really common in our world. And what I said as a solution is just, despite those fears, despite those limiting beliefs, just do what you do. Be yourself and your authentic self. Which just means sometimes stepping out of comfort zone, staying true to yourself and saying, I'm not everybody's darling. And I
like that. I like that.
Can be everybody's darling, and I don't want to be everybody's darling.
Can't be everyone's darling. You have to be your own darling. I love that.
That's amazing. Exactly. You should be your own darling.
Absolutely. First.
You need to accept, love yourself.
Yes.
And this is sometimes the most critical thing. I coach CEOs, female CEOs. They are so successful on the top, and then they come to me and say, "Oh, I feel so restless. I feel I need to do more. I need to go early to work. I need to stay more in the office because I should prove that I deserve this role in these early stages." And I say, you don't need to prove yourself or others anything. First, sit just on the couch and be proud of yourself and be happy with yourself, even if you don't perform in this moment. And even this is sometimes for them out of comfort zone because they don't know how to just sit and just breathe and accept themselves how they are.
Embrace that moment in the present now.
And it's hard work. It's a hard work to work on yourself, to work on your self-confidence, on your self-love, and say, hey, even if I'm not perfect, even if I'm not the expert everyone, even if I can't juggle everything 100% at the same time, I'm okay how
I love it. I loved everything you said, and of course there is some things that I recognize myself, and I agree.
And the limiting beliefs, right? You spoke also about limiting beliefs.
Yes, limiting beliefs.
And I also shared my story about my limiting beliefs when I wanted to cross the English Channel, when I wanted to start with ice swimming. All the limiting beliefs, all the fears kicked in. But yeah, this is a story about how to overcome fears, how to go despite fear.
But Denise, like these fears and limiting beliefs that pass generations.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they're passed grandmothers, mothers to us. So it's inevitable. It's really how we learn nowadays to break those feelings that were transmitted to us genetically and bring new patterns in our life. And not just bring new patterns, but renew them, maintain them, and keep them at 100%.
Exactly. It's a generation issue, issues from childhood, many things. And as a coach, you are also a business coach, transformative coach, right? We are not focusing on the past, we are focusing on the future.
Correct.
On solutions, positive psychology, and there are nice tools, easy tools to use it.
Exactly, right? And this is what I like, the difference between psychologists and coaches. We are working and focusing on the present. What you have and what solutions we can bring to the table to make the changes to help you to move forward and not dig in the past all the time to bring those negative emotions and memories. We want to build you and help you to be a different today so you can live a better life tomorrow.
Exactly. And there are some easy tools which we all can do, right? The first is do something every day new, despite fears, despite limiting beliefs.
Like you
prove
said,
yourself that you can do it, right? Proving yourself, like with small games. I always call it experiment.
To experiment.
Because when you experiment, you don't have the pressure
Challenge
to fail.
yourself. Challenge yourself.
Exactly, challenge
when
yourself.
Experimenting something new, something different.
Step out of your comfort zone. Do something what you're afraid of. The more you have fear, go for this. Use it as a compass.
Absolutely. So. I'm looking forward to have more events with you and
thank you.
To celebrate our successes. And it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Switzerland and Canada here in Paris.
In Paris.